Welcome to another edition of Frankie's Roof Talk, where he almost falls but he comes back alive. This is gonna be my intro to my roof talk, like the Hodge twins sniffing the invisible cocaine. I've been thinking today when I was working out, I just got done doing my chest upper body session, and then the one question that's been on my mind the whole time when I was working out today. Sometimes I have this like question in my head that just keep repeating itself, and I have no solution to it, and it just keeps goes on repeat in my mind. The question is, would you rather look like Jeff Seid, but who can't string a sentence together? Or would you rather look like the average Joe, like Obama, but can't string a sentence together? That's my question. I'm just wondering, like, how does someone like that attract like 1 million followers, like on Facebook? I'm just wondering, like, a lot of people, like, I keep talking about Jeff Seid, and I really want to look like Jeff Seid. Like, it's my ideal physique to look like Jeff Seid, right? And every time I talk about Jeff Seid on Facebook or on YouTube video, some people come up to me and they're like, Frank, why do you want to look like those baby-faced, amateur bodybuilders? Why don't you want to look like Ronnie Coleman? Why don't you worship like Dorian Yates or something? It's not the point. As this one person said, that do you feel connected to Jeff Seid, connected because he's social media savvy like you are? I'm just saying, like, I have no connection to Jeff Seid. That's the thing that attracted me to Jeff Seid. So he's almost like an alien species to me. I'm fascinated by what goes into a mind of someone that has no mind but all physique. How does someone like that live? It's very philosophical. Jeff Seid is the prototype of the body. What that means is that he's the prototype, it's the idealization that a man can be nothing but his flesh, but his body, but his shell. He can be emptied inside. He can have no original thought. He can go through his whole life without blowing anybody's mind, without saying anything that would, suddenly cause a shift in someone's consciousness. Meaning that he can be completely happy, completely content, and other people can completely think that he's God just because he has nothing but a nice physique. To me, that's scary. That is something that I'm terrified of. My whole life I've been struggling with the mind-body problem. Like, what is a man? Is a man his body or his mind? Am I supposed to identify myself with my mind, with spirituality, with consciousness, with stuff of the thought, or with stuff of the flesh? Right? My whole life, I guess you can say that this problem or this dilemma comes from my obsession with sex. Okay, I'm obsessed with sex, but at the same time I'm obsessed with the mind. That's why I have this mindfuck thing. That's the only thing I can sort of think of that can sort of combine the two. If I don't want to be just completely material, I don't want to be just complete all flesh and just all penis, then why don't I fuck people in the head? Why don't I inseminate people's brains with ideas? That's sort of like, you're penetrating people, you're violently intruding people, but, intruding their consciousness. That's kind of like, that's sort of like combining the two, into one, right? But, it's hard. So, like, am I the body or the mind, right? And the more I think about it, the more I tend to gear towards, how a man really is nothing but his thoughts. Because if you think about it, the only way that civilization, modern world, technology, the way that we evolved to be the way we are today, for better or worse, the way we dominate the earth, for better or worse, is because of our brains. Solely because of our big brains, right? So if you only attach yourself to the flesh, it's hard to imagine that it's hard to call yourself a man. It's hard to call yourself a Homo sapiens sapien. But at the same time, I'm obsessed with the animal. Like I said, I'm obsessed with the flesh. I'm obsessed with being primal. That's why you see a lot of my videos, I'm just completely psycho. I'm just completely, animalistic. Because there's something fascinating, something, should I say, spiritual about just being completely, animalistic. That's why all the countries that on the flags and the animals that symbolizes the country or team, it's always an animal. Because there's something totally metaphysical about being completely animalistic and completely primal. And you fear that too, like the way I fear Jeff Seid. And the reason why I want to work out and look like Jeff Seid, or like Z's or any of these guys, the reason why I want to attain the perfect physique is to become my enemy, is to kind of like do what Batman does. Why does Batman become a bat? He's terrified of the bat. I'm scared of Jeff Seid, that's why I don't look like him. I don't look like him so I can feel connected to the rest of the world, because like our culture is it's filled with materialism. It's filled with people that don't care about anything else but the flesh, but the shell, but what's on the outside. And I feel like I talked about this in my training mixtape, my transformation video, how I worked out because my personality has always been so fucked up that I can't connect, I can't relate to anybody else, unless I look above average, unless I can jump higher than you, unless I'm stronger than you. You know? And bodybuilding is the most direct way to punish the body. You rip off your muscles because you fucking hate the flesh. You hate being attached to the flesh. Right? But at the same time, you build it up to become your enemy, to become your fear, so you can overcome it.